everyone. Hi. How are you doing, guys? Hey. Hey there.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good.
Unit 2, Education, Debates and Issues.
Mm-hmm.
I'm all ears.
I have to start to read.
If you don't mind,
Okay.
or if the text is a little bit hard for you, I can handle it.
Okay. Opportunity and equality. All education systems may ultimately be judged in terms of equality of opportunity. This is often referred to in the debates over selective versus comprehensive schooling. The main issue is whether everyone has the same opportunities for educational achievement, or whether elitism of one sort or another is inherent in the system.
Okay. Wait. Just
Okay.
pause here for a moment. Education, debates, and issues. So, guys, debate is a word to refer to a situation when different people have different opinions towards something. Okay. That is the meaning of debate, and of course here it's a noun because there is the plural s here. Debates. And issue is almost the same. Issue is an important topic that people are discussing or arguing about it. Again, the ideas are different. It's if a let me just skip it. I wanted to give more explanation, but I just opportunity and equality. Opportunity means chance, and equality is the state of being equal. When two things or other, different things are equal, they're the same. And the opposite is inequality. There is the prefix in, inequality. Then there is the first sentence. All education systems may ultimately be judged in terms of equality of opportunity. And what a good and of course awesome collocation. Equality of opportunity. Would you please read the meaning for us, Malihan?
When everyone has the same chances.
Exactly. Equality of opportunity. In Persian, we say برابری فرصت‌ها. Then there is the second sentence. This is often referred to in the debates over selective versus comprehensive schooling. So this is a matter of debate over selective versus comprehensive schooling. So guys, pay attention. Debate over something. Selective versus comprehensive schooling. What is a selective type of schooling? Maliha, would you please read the definition?
I don't know what is the correct pronunciation of pupils. Pupils, is it correct?
No, pupils. Pupils. It means students.
Yeah, I know. Pupils are chosen for entry, usually for academic reasons, though in the case of some private schools, parents' ability to pay school fees may be a factor in selection.
So when a system is selective, it means that you have to, for example, sit an entry exam to enter that school, or your parents have to be, they have to have the ability to pay for your tuition fees. On the other side, there is comprehensive schooling. What is comprehensive schooling, Maliha?
Education received at school. Comprehensive means everyone enters without exams and education is free, paid for by the government. Schooling means education received at school. I think we can translate these two collocations like مدرسه دولتی، مدرسه غیر انتفاعی میگفتیم.
No, I don't think so, because education systems are different, in depending on the country. I think a school can be selective, and at the same time it can be a government, a public school.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know, but this is just my idea.
Okay, it was my thought.
Excuse me, I didn't get you.
گفتم که just it was my thought.
Thank you. Then there is the third sentence. The main issue is whether everyone has the same opportunities for educational achievement, or whether elitism of one sort or another is inherent in the system. So the main issue is whether everyone has the same opportunities for educational achievement, or whether elitism, or it has two pronunciations. It can also be pronounced like elitism or elitism. So what's the meaning of elitism?
When you favor a small, privileged group.
Yeah. What about inherent? When something is inherent in the system?
It means existing as a basic part of something.
Inherent. In Persian, we say zati. There is a synonym for it. The word intrinsic. Intrinsic is a synonym of inherent.
Can you spell it, please?
Intrinsic, of course. INTRINSIC. Intrinsic, or you can pronounce it intrinsic. And the preposition is to. Intrinsic to, and pay attention to the preposition that comes with the word inherent. Inherent in. Inherent in the system, intrinsic to the system.
To the system, okay.
What about one sort or another? What does this mean? Elitism of one sort or another.
Elitism of one sort or another.
It means various types. One sort or another. It means various types, different types.
One sort or another.
This scarf is just gonna kill me.
یه ذره صدام بده. صدای خودم رو میشنوم توی گوشم، خیلی رو مخم.
I wish I could do something about it.
But we can't.
و اینکه تصویرتو باز ندارم خیلی تاثیر داره روی عمل کردن. الان کلی تا فوق اینا میزنم. So I think that's it with the first paragraph. Now let's move to the second paragraph.
League tables for schools and colleges may actually league tables for schools and colleges may actually help unintentionally to perpetuate inequalities while claiming to promote the raising of standards Inevitably, league tables divide educational institutions into good and bad, success and failure, resulting in a two-tier system, or at least that is how the public perceives it. The
Okay,
ability,
just pause here, please. Again, let's go over some words. League tables. What is the meaning of league table?
League tables means lists of schools or colleges from the best down to the worst, based on exam results and sometimes other criteria.
Criteria. چقدر قشنگه. Lists of schools or colleges from the best down to the worst, down to the worst, based on an exam results, or sometimes other criteria. Criteria is the plural form for the word criterion, and it means that there are some standards and some elements that are judged. When something, for example, there is the criteria for the speaking part of the IELTS, for the writing part of the IELTS. It means that you are assessed based on those criteria. I think we can say factors or elements.
Yeah.
Okay. So league tables, that was the meaning of league tables. League tables for schools and colleges may actually help unintentionally to perpetuate inequalities, to perpetuate. What does that mean, Maliha? Perpetuate. Or let me give the second pronunciation, I'm sorry. Perpetuate. The standard pronunciation is perpetuate. But you may hear, I'm giving the most common American pronunciation, perpetuate.
Okay, perpetuate.
Okay.
Perpetuate means make something continue.
Exactly. To make something last longer. That is the meaning of perpetuate, and it's a very common word in the IELTS exam. When you go through the reading passages, it will come along, perpetuate. While claiming to promote the raising of standards, inevitably means unavoidably.
Yeah.
League tables divide educational institutions into good and bad, success and failure. Malia, pay attention to the pronunciation, success and failure. Yeah, failure. Resulting in a two-tier system. I just love this book, two-tier system. What a word. Two-tier system. Or at least that is how the public perceives it. Perceive, what is the meaning of perceive?
Perceive means sees, considers.
Exactly. Again, it's a very common word in IELTS. So, please continue, Maliha.
The ability of better off parents and well-endowed schools to push
well-endowed.
Okay, the ability of better off parents and well-endowed schools to push children towards the institutions at the top of the league may اینطوری بگم نه؟
آره.
May in the long term have the effect on depressing opportunity for the less well-off or for children from home environments that don't provide the push and motivation to excel.
Thank you. The ability of better off. What is the meaning of better off?
It means richer, I think. Yeah. Richer.
Yeah. It's the comparative adjective for the word well-off. Well-off means someone who is rich, and better off means richer. The ability of better off parents. چقدر اینجا آلترناتیو یاد میگیریم برای واژه rich, better off و well off. The ability to better off parents and well-endowed schools. What about well-endowed?
Well-endowed means receiving a lot of money in grants, gifts from rich people, or etc. etc. It's equal to endowments.
So if a school or an institution or an organization has a lot of endowments, it means it's well endowed. It means it has received a lot of money and grants from government or other organizations. So then schools. The ability of better off parents and well-endowed schools to push children towards, pay attention to the pronunciation, guys, towards the institutions at the top of the league may, in the long term, or you can say in the long run, it's another way to say in the long term, in the long run, have the effect of depressing opportunity for the less well-off. Depressing opportunity. What is the meaning of depressing here?
Depressing here means reducing.
Reducing, or there is another synonym, diminishing, or there is receding opportunity.
Receding. Yeah. Can you spell receding?
RESIEDING. Receding.
Receding, reducing, and depressing.
Diminishing and depressing. Yeah. For the less well-off. Again, well-off means rich, but less well-off means poorer people.
Yeah.
Okay. Or for children from, اینجا خوندی؟
No, yes. I wrote.
آخر خوندی. Yeah. Or for children from home environments, چقدر قشنگه, from home environments that do not provide the push and motivation to excel. What is the meaning of excel?
Achieve an excellent standard.
Achieve an excellent standard. Yeah, when you excel, it means that you do your best and you are the best version of yourself. A synonym can be the word surpass. Surpass. URPASS. Surpass. Okay, and the last paragraph of part A.
Financial support of different kinds can help to make educational opportunity more equal. There are, for example, scholarships or bursaries that make it possible for less privileged youngsters to afford a tertiary education.
Tertiary education.
Tertiary education. Student loans allow undergraduates to pay for their tuition fees and living expenses while they are studying. But few would claim that real quality of opportunity has been
achieved, yeah. So, financial support of different kinds. Manha, I want you to please pay attention to the pronunciation of the word different. Yeah, it's with a short E. Different. Yeah. So financial support of different kinds can help to make educational opportunity more equal. There are, for example, scholarships. What is the meaning of scholarships?
Scholarships means money given to pay for studies, usually provided on the basis of academic merit.
Academic merit means that you're academically good. It means that you have good grades, and based on that, you receive scholarships. Or bursaries. What about bursaries?
Bursaries means money given to pay for studies, usually provided on the basis of need.
See, so the scholarships are based
depends on your ability.
But bursary is based on your need.
Yeah.
Okay, that make it possible for less privileged youngsters, less privileged. So when you're privileged, it means that you have some special rights that the others do not have. Okay?
Okay.
So less privileged youngsters, it means the children, the students that come from poorer backgrounds, to afford tertiary education. What is the meaning of tertiary education?
It means education at university or college level.
So the synonyms for tertiary education would be higher education,
Yeah.
higher education, or post-secondary education. Post-secondary education.
Post-secondary education.
Yeah, we have primary education, secondary, and then post-secondary or tertiary or higher education.
Okay.
Students' loan, the meaning is crystal clear, but please, Maliha, read the meaning, students' loans.
Money that students can borrow from a bank while studying and then pay back once they are in work.
So students' loans allow, guys, pay attention to pronunciation, allow undergraduates, what is the meaning of undergraduate?
Students doing a first degree, for example, postgraduates, students doing a further degree.
So if you're doing a first degree, like bachelor's degree, you're a undergraduate. But if you're doing your master's or your PhD, you're a postgraduate student. Allow undergraduates to pay for their tuition fees. What is the meaning of tuition fees?
Tuition fees means money paid to receive teaching.
Teaching, exactly. So tuition means the act of teaching, okay? Education. Tuition means education. And tuition fees means the expenses that you have to pay for the, schooling that you get. And living expenses while they are studying. But few would claim that real equality of opportunity has been achieved. Okay, now let's move to part B.
Okay.
Other debates and issues.
Yeah, other debates and issues. Some people think we should return to and emphasizes on the three
emphasis. Maliha, emphasis. The verb form is emphasize. Verb form is emphasize, but the noun form is emphasis.
Emphasis. Noun.
Yeah.
Emphasis. Okay. To an emphasis on the three R's, the traditional basic skills, reading, writing, and arithmetic. Literacy and numeracy are skills.
No. Literacy and numeracy. Literacy and numeracy.
Literacy and numeracy are skills no one can afford to be without. The ability to read, the ability to read, the ability to count, do basic math.
Okay, please pause here for a moment. Some people think we should return to an emphasis on the three R's. So what are these three R's? The traditional basic skills. Three R's are reading, writing, and arithmetics. Arithmetics. Yeah, it means arithmetic are the basic mathematics. Literacy and numeracy. Literacy is the ability to read and write. A person who has this ability is literate, and a person who doesn't have this ability is illiterate.
Literate.
Literate نوشته میشه, literate خونده میشه. Literate and illiterate.
Illiterate. Illiterate or yeah.
Illiterate.
Okay.
Then there is numeracy. Again, numeracy means the ability to count. The pronunciation is ability. Yeah, ability to count or to do basic maths. Again, a person who has this basic ability to do some maths is numerate, and the opposite is enumerate.
Numerate
And enumerate. Yeah.
Okay.
دوباره numerate نوشته میشه، numerate خونده میشه. خب. Curriculum, please continue.
Okay. Curriculum reform is often done for political reasons rather than for good educational ones. Changes to what is covered in the national syllabus plan of what is to be studied.
اینا جمله به جمله، بذار هر جمله که میخونی بررسیش کنیم و بریم سراغ جمله بعدی. So curriculum reform. Curriculum reform, it means reform means reform, you know, sort of.
Okay. Sort of change.
Exactly, sort of changes. Curriculum is, you know, the syllable, and syllable means to the books and the subjects. I mean, the topics that should be studied by students at schools and taught by teachers.
Yeah.
So curriculum reform is often done for political reasons, rather than for good educational ones. Next sentence. Nowadays.
Okay. Nowadays, lifelong continuing education is an issue, and creating opportunities for mature students is important. Mature students is important. Education for all ages, adult students older than the average student.
So lifelong or continuing education means education for all ages, and mature students are the ones that are adult students. And older than the average students, mature students. Next sentence, please.
Okay, special needs education is expensive because class sizes need to be small or one-to-one. Education for children who cannot learn in the normal way because they have some disability. One teacher and one pupil, and not a group.
Thank you. So special needs education. Special needs education, as you read the meaning, it means children who cannot learn in the normal way. And one-to-one, it means there is one teacher and one student. In American English, they also say one-on-one. One-to-one and one-on-one. Yeah.
Okay, let me write it. One-to-one is equal to one.
One-on-one. Yes.
Okay. Okay, children are unhappy at school if there is a lot of bullying, cheating behavior,
threatening behavior. Yeah, you know, there are always a group of guys and students who, you know, annoy other students. That action is called bullying.
Okay. Some head teachers complain that getting to grips with constant new government guidelines on what schools should be doing is a distraction from what they ought to be focusing on. Advice, often official, on how something should be done. So
this is the advice of an official on how something should be done is the definition of guideline, and distraction is something that takes attention away. Or we can say a synonym for distraction would be interruption, and a disturbance.
Disruption. Can
Disturbance.
can you spell disturbance?
D-I-S. This is this. T-U-R. Ter. B-A-N-C-E. Disturbance.
Okay.
Okay. So some head teachers complain that getting to grips with constant new government guidelines on what schools should be doing is a distraction from what they ought to be focusing on. Ought to is the British pronunciation and ought to is the American.
Okay.
Okay. Good. 40 minutes and first page is over. Now let me turn on the comments. Do you agree?
Yeah.
So that we can go through exercises.
Okay.
Okie dokie, smirky. So first exercise, complete the collocations by filling in the missing words according to the meaning given in brackets. British people say brackets and American people mostly say parentheses. همون پارانتز خودمون. یعنی پارانتز اونا البته. Parentheses. Yes. Number one, tables. What tables?
I know.
Thank you. Let's wait for the guys. Guys, please drop the missing word. What tables? Lists of schools from best to worst. ببینیم مثلا هستن یا نیستن این شالم منو کشت. League. Thank you, Mr. Bahrani. League tables. Leagues نیستن league tables. Ligue. League tables. Number two, education. Maliha, read the definition in the parentheses, please.
Entry to schools is decided by exam results.
So this is entry to schools is decided by exam results. Exam with a short E. Exam results.
Exam. Okay.
So what is the missing word, guys? What education? یک کوچولو با تأخیر دارن لایومونو. Thank you, Mr. Qaheri. Selective education. Thank you. Selective education. Number three, Malia, please read.
Equality of blank. When everyone has the same chances.
So what do we say when everyone has the same chances? Equality of... حیف نمیتونم تصویر تو ببینم ملیحه. Equality of... بگو ملیحه بچه
Opportunities.
Opportunity. Equality of opportunity.
Okay.
Thank you. Number four. There comes the answers. Thank you. Thank you all.
چرا تأخیر دادم. Okay. Number four, blank inequalities. Make inequalities continue.
Continue. Yeah. What do we say when some people make inequalities continue? They inequalities. It starts with a P. Come on, guys. Somebody here, what's the word?
Perpetuate, Michelle.
Perpetuate, exactly, perpetuate. Thank you, Layla. Thank you, Mr. Kaheri. Perpetuate or perpetuate. And number 5.
Blank education at university or college level.
بچه با تأخیر رسیو میکنن. Thank you, Sakine. Thank you, Atta. Thank you, Mr. Bahrani. Yeah, that was the answer was perpetuate. And number 5, education at university or college. What's another word for higher education or post-secondary education?
It is tertiary education.
Tertiary. Yeah, tertiary education. بچه دارین که لایو رو میبینین، پیشنهاد من اینه که اینجا که ما بلند با هم ریپیت میکنیم شما هم ریپیت کنین برای خودتون. Tertiary education. Thank you. Now let's move to the second exercise. So the second exercise wants us to rewrite these sentences so they are more formal by using words and phrases from the opposite page instead of the underlined words. Make any other changes that are necessary. So, number 1, Malika.
Inequality is built into the education system.
So, what would be the paraphrase for built into? این خودش هم خیلی شیکه ها. Inequality is built into the education system.
Built into education system.
Built into. When something is built into something, then it is thank you. Inherent.
Well, inherent the education is inherent the education. Okay, I got it.
So inequality is inherent in the education system, or there is the word that I said to you guys, intrinsic.
Yeah.
Intrinsic to the system. Intrinsic to the system.
Okay.
Thank you. Number 2, Malika.
Giving access only to privileged groups is bad for the country in the long term.
So giving access only to privileged groups is bad for the country in the long term.
Yeah.
What would be the word for this? Giving access only to privileged groups.
Elitism.
Elitism or elitism. Yes, thank you. Elitism or elitism is bad for the country in the long term.
سیما جون اون is essential میشه گفتش واسه inherent فکر کنم نمیشه.
No. Inherent اینجا به معنی چیز ذاتیه. نابرابری که ضروری نیست برای سیستم آموزشی ولی ذاتی ممکنه باشه بنا به دلایلی. خب number 3 ملیکه.
Education where everyone gets into the same of school without exams is a basic political ideal in many countries.
So education where everyone gets into the same type of school without exams. What type of school is this? Is a basic political ideal in many countries. What kind of system is this? Education where everyone gets into the same type of school without exams.
Is it selective?
What do we call? No, see, everyone gets into the, same type of school without exams.
Okay, usually for academic reason. Okay. Comprehensive schooling.
Thank you. Comprehensive schooling. Comprehensive schooling is a basic political ideal in many countries. Number 4. Thank you all. Yes, number 4.
A system where there are two levels of schools reduces the opportunities for children from poorer families and favor those from richer families.
Richer families.
Yeah.
Okay. A system where there are two levels of schools. So there should be a paraphrase for this, and then reduces one for this. Then the opportunity for children from poorer families. Another word for the word poorer, and another word for the word richer. So there should be four.
Where there are two levels should be two-tier, two-tier system.
Exactly, a two-tier system
of schools depresses.
Affarin. Depresses or diminishes or recedes. Recedes.
Yeah. The opportunity for children from poorer, less well-off.
Affarin, less well-off families. And Eva صدات رفت برام. Maliha Jun, I can't hear you.
Okay. Is it okay right now?
Yeah.
Okay. Poorer means less well off, and richer means better off.
From better off families. Thank you.
Yeah.
Number 5.
Some private schools have lots of wealth and receive gifts of money, and this means they can have better resources. It means endowed. Yeah, have lots of
well endowed. Yeah, endowed or well endowed. Yeah. Some private schools are باید فعلش عوض کنیم دیگه چون well endowed صفته. Some private schools are well endowed and this means they can have better resources. حالا میتونیم با have بگیم have endowments. Some private schools have endowments or are well endowed.
Okay. Are well endowed.
Thank you.
Number 6, all parents want their children to achieve the best possible results at school.
Let's wait for guys, Maliha. All parents want their children to achieve the best possible results at school. What's the word for this, guys? یکیشم من گفتم که سرپس بود یکیشم که کتابه. What's that word?
بچه ها ما رو میبینید از
Guys.
بگم
اومد. Excel.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Qahiri and Atta. خب.
Okay.
Number 7. Emphasis. جفتشم دوتای اسم به صورت سه خونده میشه. آره. Emphasis.
Emphasis on the 3 R's is considered by parents to be the key to success.
اینجا R که بعدش S اومده اینجا چیز S جمع میتونیم بگیم 3 R's.
3 R.
Abbreviation نیست. اگه abbreviation بود باید S هم با حرف
اون abbreviationه. Okay.
No. اگه abbreviation بود باید capital letter می بود. آره.
Okay. R's is considered means perceived.
Exactly. Perceived. Emphasis on the 3 R's is perceived by parents to be the key to success. And number 8.
The government is increasing its provision for education that young people can enter after finishing secondary school. So the government is increasing, the pronunciation is increasing, Maliha. The government is increasing its provisions
for education that young people can enter, and that pronunciation is enter, after finishing secondary school. So what's word for this? Education that young people can enter after finishing secondary school. And provision means preparation. Some of you guys may not know. Preparation, provision, supply of somebody or something. Actually, supply something or somebody. What's this education, guys?
من که اصلا کامنت ها رو نمیبینم.
Really? Why?
Yeah, I don't know.
منو میبینی؟
Yeah, I see you, but I can't see the comments.
جواب اومد. Tertiary education. Tertiary education. یا مترادفایی که من خودم گفتم higher education و یا post secondary education. خب That is with exercise 2. خوب داریم پیش میریم. دو تا exercise مون. Exercise 3. Correct these statements about words or expressions from the opposite page. Correct each of them twice. One by changing the definition and once by changing the word being defined.
Okay.
Number 1.
One-to-one education is another way of saying continuing education.
خب اینو چطوری correct کرده؟
Yeah, one-to-one education means a situation where there is one teacher and one student. Lifelong education is another way of saying continuing education.
Thank you. Now let's move to number 2. Please, Maliha, read.
Numeracy. Yeah.
Numeracy.
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 Numeracy. Okay. Numeracy.
ببین مرسی نیست. Numeracy.
Okay. Numeracy refers to the ability to read. نه دیگه باید بگیم literacy.
Literacy refers to the ability to read. What about numeracy? What is the definition of numeracy?
Refers to the ability to count.
To count and to do some basic maths.
Yeah.
Number 3.
A student who is doing a doctorate is an undergraduate.
student من اینو میخوام که خودمون انجام بدیم چون که بچه ها تا بیان تایپ کنن طول میکشه. اکسرسایز 4 رو با بچه ها میدیم. یه نکته بگم بچه ها اینکه از ببخشید ملیحه من هی ناخواسته اینتراپت میکنم قطع میکنم حرف تو رو. I mean no harm. از answer key بچه ها کمک بگیرین. مثلا اینطور نباشه که تو آموزشگاه میرفتیم کلاس ها میگفتن answer key رو چک نکنین. اتفاقا به نظر من answer key رو از این قسم قشنگ پاره کنین اگه دلتون میاد بیارین بذارین جلو چشتون و ازش یاد بگیرین. خیلی چیزا هست که توی answer key نوشته شده و میشه ازشون یاد گرفت.
یه بار منم الکی میخوام حرف بزنم. یه بار جواب بدن بعدش با answer key صحیح کنن ببینن اشکالشون کجاست و درستش نگاه کنن.
دقیقاً answer key برای دقیقاً همچین UC هستش.
یعنی از اول نذارن جلوشون. حرفم این بودش. موافقی؟
ذاتم منظور منم بود. یه جور دیگه چیز شد اکسپرس کردم منظورمو. یا اول خودتون یه چانسی یه ترای بکنین بعد اگه دیدین نمیتونین دیگه ازش رد نشین برین answer key رو چک کنین.
Okay, I think I'm not sure, but I think what's number 3? A student who is doing a tertiary education.
آخه no, see tertiary education تایپ های مختلف داره.
ها داریم میگیم undergraduate is an undergraduate who is doing
first degree. First degree.
Okay.
A student who is doing a first degree is an undergraduate. خب حالا بیایم بگیم که a student who is doing a doctorate به این چی میگیم؟
اینجا بگیم postgraduate.
Exactly, postgraduate. Number 4.
من اصلا اینو تو ذهنم postgraduate خوندم بعد فکر کردم اشکال از doctorate. نمیدونم دیگه، نه اون که اشکال نداشت اون وقت. خب هیچی. Excelling is when a pupil uses frightening or threatening behavior towards another child who is smaller or less powerful in some way. Excelling is when bullying
با اوی کوتاهه. Bullying. آره.
Bullying, yeah.
Bullying is when a pupil uses frightening or threatening behavior towards another child who is smaller or less powerful in some way. خب حالا what about excelling? What is the definition for excelling?
When you can gain the best results in your education.
Answer که یه جمله خیلی خوب براش نوشته، گفته excelling is when a student does exceptionally well. Excelling is when a student does exceptionally well. Next one.
Number 5. Tertiary education is
ملیحه.
tertiary. بابا نمیتونم، این تلفظای من خیلی داغونه. tertiary. وایسا یه بار
tertiary. ببین من همه ترسم اینه که این روزا زیاد حالا درسته جای لایوای آموزشی تو رو نمیدم ولی از دولینگو استفاده میکنم، یکم فرانسه زیاد میخونم این روزا، حداقل روزی نیم ساعت یه ربعمو دارم. بعد همه ترسم اینه که نکنه تلفظ انگلیسی منم داغون شه
مثل من.
همه ترسم اینه.
میشه عزیزم، میشه اگر که
آره تاثیر میذاره.
میشه، بعد بیرونم نمیاد از ذهنم، میدونی. اوکی. تازه فکر نکن من الان اینو مثلا دارم مثل فرانسه میخونم، خب دارم به خیال خودم تلاش میکنم از اون قالب در بیام و انگلیسی، ولی موضوع اینه که مدل انگلیسی تو ذهن من نیست. فهمیدی چی شد؟
I totally understand. آره I understand.
من نمیدونم دقیقاً خواندنه. ببین من خواندن فرانسه رو بلدم، خواندن انگلیسی رو بلد نیستم. متوجه شدی چی شد؟ که ترکیب حروف در کنار هم چه صدایی تولید میکنه.
آره. Okay. I think it's natural. من دانشگاه که بودم هفته اول دانشگاه، خب حتی میتونم بگم ماه اول دانشگاه، 2 هفته اول که کامل یادمه یه همکلاسی داشتم ترک میانه بود. خب بعد من قشنگ خودم متوجه میشدم. حالا ببین داریم چیز صحبت میکنیم و از زبان واحد و لهجه مختلف صحبت میکنیم. حالا انگلیسی و فرانسه که 2 تا زبان جدا هستن، حالا این توی زبان واحد هم اتفاق میفته. من قشنگ داشتم با لهجه میانه‌ای صحبت میکردم و نمیتونستم کنترلش بکنم. آدم خیلی زود پیکاپ میکنه یه سری چیزا رو، تاثیر میذاره روش.
Okay, tertiary education is the stage that follows primary education, and that follows secondary education.
Is the stage that follows primary education. What about tertiary education?
خب همینو گفتم دیگه. Tertiary education is the stage that follows secondary education.
Sorry. Yeah, you're right. But secondary education is the stage that follows primary education.
Yeah.
Number 6.
Comprehensive schools choose the best students to study there. Selective schools choose the best student to study there.
What about comprehensive schools?
Choose all the students. Open to all the students.
تعریف بذار چیز رو بخونم. answer key رو بخونم. میگه comprehensive schools take all students regardless of their academic ability. Regardless of their academic ability. خب, and number 7.
Guidelines list schools from good to bad according to their exam results. League table schools, yeah?
Exactly. League tables list schools. What about guidelines?
Guidelines میشه چیز curriculum ببخشید.
نه guideline میشه advice. Advice on how to do something. Yeah, guidelines offer advice on how to do something, and league tables list schools from good to bad according to their exam results. Okay, that's it. Exercise 3, and now the last exercise. Guys, please drop comments while we're doing exercise 4, and then it's going to be over. Complete each sentence with a word from the opposite page. So number 1, Maliha.
Matt won a blank because of his excellent academic record.
Matt won. The past form of win is won. Matt won because of his excellent academic record.
Won a chi?
Won. Won a because of his excellent academic record. اینم record یا record تلفظش کنیم چون که noun. وقتی verb میگیم record. وقتی noun میگیم record یا record. More American. بچه‌ها سریع بگیم بهمون که Matt won a چی because of his excellent academic record. Instruction is correct for guidelines. Yes, it can be a synonym. Here comes the answer. Matt won a scholarship. Thank you. Number 2.
Zara's parents said that starting a rock band with her friends would be too much of a blank from her studies.
So what's the answer, guys? Zara's parents said that starting a rock band, it's a rock band with her friends would be too much of a from her studies.
Zara's parents said that starting a rock band with her friends.
Too much of a what, guys? It starts with a D. تو کتاب یک کلمه اومد دوتاشم خودم گفتم اون دوتا رو میگی ملیحه یکیش برای
خودم هم متوجه نمیشم.
Really?
Yeah.
بذار پس جواب بیاد بعد اون مترادف رو بگم.
Okay.
Distraction. Thank you, Mr. Qaheri. Distraction. Too much of a distraction from her studies.
Yeah.
حالا مترادفای distraction گفتیم disturbance و interruption. مرسی میر عطای اسکویی. مرسی لیلا. Thank you. Number 3, Maliha.
The report contains some interesting blank on how best to prepare for exams.
The report contains some interesting on how best to prepare for exams. آفرین اینجا مترادف گفته برای چیز distraction, diversion. مرسی عطا.
Diversion?
Yeah.
Okay.
حالا some interesting چی on how best to prepare for exams.
Guideline?
Exactly. Guidelines. چون some اومده اینم به شکل plural باید بیاد. The report contains some interesting guidelines on how best to prepare for exams. Number 4.
There were 2 blank students in my class at university, but most of us were just 19.
There were 2 Chichi students in my class at university, but most of us were just 19.
الان دوباره بگم تلفظش اشتباهه. میخوای بگم؟
بگو.
Mutual student.
No, mature.
Mature.
بذار سیلاب به سیلاب تمرین کنیم. بگو mature.
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 Okay, mature.
Exactly.
حله.
Exactly. Thank you. There were 2 mature students in my class at university, but most of us were just 19. Thank you. Thank you. Number 5.
Katya wouldn't have been able to go to university if her grandparents hadn't paid her tuition fee for her.
Fees.
Tuition.
Fees for her. Exactly. Tuition fees for her. It's okay. It happens. حالا منو ندیدی. من ببین امتحان اگه بچه از من چیز بپرسن، سوال بپرسن، ناخودآگاه جوابو میگم. آره، برای همه میگم از من سوال نپرسید. اصلا طول جلسه امتحان با من حرف نزنید. چون وقتی یکی یه سوالی میپرسه جوابو قشنگ
حل میکنم بچه.
Yeah, fees. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay.
Next one.
Most undergraduates need to take out a student blank to cover their costs while they study for a degree.
What's the answer, guys? Most undergraduates need to take out. چقدر قشنگه. یاد بگیرین. این students چی رو take out میکنن. Take out a student to cover their costs. پس cost یا expense رو ما cover میکنیم. While they study for a degree. Put a collocation to study for a degree. What's the answer? A student? کجا رفتیم بچه ها؟ همچنان کامنت ها رو نمیبینی ملیکه؟
نه اصلا. آخرین کامنتی که دیدم بعد از کامپرهنسیو سکولی بود که قطع شدم برگشتم.
اومد. Student loan. آقای قاهری چقدر زحمت میکشن کل روی سوال رو چیز میکنن، تایپ میکنن. مرسی واقعا. و واقعا سرعت تایپتون هم باید تحسین کرد. Thank you so much. Loan. Yeah. Loan. Student loan.
Sima, can we say bursaries here? Can we use bursaries or no?
I think not. آره چون که bursary رو take out کردن به عهده یه چیز نیست که به اختیار student ها نیست.
Because of take out we can say. Number 7. Primary schools usually spend a lot of time on the GRs.
Primary schools usually spend a lot of time on the R's. چیه جواب بچه ها؟ Three what?
3 R's.
جوابو گفتم فکر کنم. آره یه لحظه. 3 what گفتم.
آره من فکر کنم تو کامنت ها خوندی.
No همینطوری پاپ اپ کرد توی ذهنم. آره 3 R's. Okay. Primary schools usually spend a lot of time on these 3 R's. Merci. Number 8 and the last one.
At university, I was lucky enough to have a lot of blank tutorials, just me and the tutor.
Tutorials and tutor. Yeah.
Tutor.
At university, I was lucky enough to have a lot of tutorials, just me and my tutor. چی tutorials که فقط tutor و student. One-on-one, yeah,
one-to-one.
2-1, exactly. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, let me say something. That's it with Unit 2. Really happy that we again managed to finish another unit. For next session, guys, please study Unit 3. We will be working on Unit 3 next Thursday at 7 p.m. And again, please review Unit 1. Review Unit 1 and study Unit 3. Okay?
Okay.
Thank you, Maliha. Thank you. I wanted to say something. جلسه قبل تمرین آخر از درس 1 خب صفحه 9 شماره 8 تمرین 4 شماره 8 I mistook the pronunciation for the name, Casper. I pronounced it Jasper. I want to correct myself. As you said, it is Casper or Caspar. It has two pronunciations, Casper or Caspar, but not Jasper. Thank you.
Thank you.
I will see you
next week.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.